you doing, YouTube? It's Will from Will Development. It's my 265th weekly update. So, this week has actually been, this has been an up week for sure. I talk quite a bit about sort of the ebb and flow of training, and honestly that it mirrors life in a way, where you're going to have ups and downs, peaks, valleys. And when you're low, you need to appreciate everything that you have. And then when you're high up in a peak, you need to be appreciative of that too. And so I've been working on that a lot, and with that in mind, this has been a very good week for me, and I'm appreciative of it wholeheartedly. I mean, basically, I'm 100% happy with how everything went this week. The only thing I would sort of critique myself on would be my press. I wish my overhead was just a little bit better than it was this week, but honestly, it's fine. It really is. Because everything else has been going so well that I'm not going to complain. On top of the fact that I do have something really cool to share with you. So I'll just run through it. Was able to get up to, I believe, 115 on presses on Monday. Again, I wish I was a little higher on that right now. I'm going to redesign some things, work some stuff in as things move on. See what I can tweak to sort of get a little more out of that. Maybe even redesign my grip, stance, stuff like that. I feel like I've got more in the tank, but it's such a precarious move for me, the overhead press, where I want to make sure that I'm not bending back too much and really putting any kind of pressure in my lower back. Because that's usually where I end up hurting myself a lot anymore. After I feel really good in my back, I end up hurting myself in something like a log or an overhead. Pushing myself in a way that I shouldn't, let's just put it that way. Tuesday, squats. Very happy with how squats went. I'm going to be shooting for 225 for 8 next week. Very exciting. And that'll be beltless. Not a PR. I've done, 225 for damn... I think the best I've ever done on it was like 15 or something like that. Mostly because it's like, why do any more than that most of the time? But basically, 6.5 out of the 8 reps were perfect. I was super happy with the depth on them, super happy with how my hips moved, with how my back was on a lot of the reps. And then near the end, my upper back started to round just a little bit, but it was near the end, so it's something I can live with, and it was at 220 pounds. So next week at 225, I feel very confident in my ability to keep everything tight throughout the whole motion and move. I was very pleased with how my back moved as one piece from the hips. So basically my angle stayed like this, and it just sort of did that straight, just kind of did this the whole way, up and down. It was just dropping. Like, started here, and it just did this. That's what I was shooting for, and that's what happened most of them. Like I said, on about 1.5 of the reps, my grip did go a little bit on the upper back, and my upper back did round just slightly, but everything still stayed super tight. The depth was just nasty and good. I was very happy with how squats went. Then benching, I was just planning on doing 235 for 8 on the skinnier, slippery bench, and I ended up doing it, and it was just like, it was almost a joke. I mean, I did all 8 reps in one breath, and it was just cranked them out, didn't slow down. It was the same speed on every single rep. So I said, all right, let me just go to 240 for 8, which is actually a PR for me. I've never done 240 for 8. And I just cranked it out, and I was like, oh shit, I actually got 7 reps with the one breath, and then I had to stop for a second, hit that 8th one. So we'll see what happens next week. Maybe I'll do 250 for 8. We'll see. Bench has been going up very well. It always does. It always has. So I've been putting a lot of work into my accessory on pressing as well. So we'll see if it carries over or continues to carry over. Next week is the last week for 8s, so something to think about there. And then tonight was deadlifts, and I earned the weights again. Starting at 135, I earned it all back, and I did a set of 8 at 225, and it was, I call it an 8.9 out of 10 on Instagram. There was maybe 2 reps where the rounding, I went from, 0% rounding to maybe 10 at the most percent rounding. I mean, and that's exaggerating. I was breaking where I wanted to, the bar with my upper back. Low back stayed strong, just kept a straight line the whole way, and I was very happy with, 7 out of those 8 reps. And then the one that I wasn't 100% satisfied with, even then I was more than acceptable. Because it was one of the later reps anyway. So it feels good to have earned that back. And we'll see what happens next week. I'm probably not going to push it too much next week. I really wanted my 225, and I got it. So, that's where we're at with that, and I earned it. And so next week on deadlift specifically, I'm probably only going to go up like 5 pounds, maybe even 10. We'll see. I jumped 10 this week. We'll see if I can jump another 10. These weights, I had to push myself a little bit on these tonight, but I'm very happy and proud with how it turned out. And again, that's another place where I've been doing accessories and lots of things to make sure I'm strong enough to handle those weights when we get there. Yeah, that's about it for the week recap. It was a very good week of training. Check out the week of video coming out on Wednesday if you want to see all those lifts. I do have footage of my 235 set, but I mean, for bench, but honestly, it was just like whatever. It's a little funny right now that my bench press is actually bigger than my squat and my deadlift, but at least my deadlift's still doing better than my squat. So we're there. Right now it's by 5 pounds, but that's fine. As long as the deadlift is still beating the squat, I have no problems. But it's all just takes time, and it's all just patience. I've learned patience, and I will continue to be patient, and I will do my best to maintain form over chasing numbers. It's just a number at the end of the day. Yeah, that's about it. Is that it? Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. So anyway, cool announcement. I am officially selling t-shirts with my logo, the Will Development logo that a local artist and friend of mine helped me design. And I now have t-shirts. They're up on Amazon, actually. And I have 3 different styles. I have a premium tee, I forget what they call it, but it's a baseball tee, is what the general nomenclature for it is, and tank tops. I do not have women's styles available, only because they consider them like different styles, and you're limited to how many styles you can use or offer. So I went with just the general, just a premium tee, a tank top, and a baseball tee. They're all under $30, and I say that because I can't remember if one is 23 and one's 24, so I'm just going to say I believe they're all under 25. I'm making basically no money off of them. They have the logo on the front, the Will Development, and then on the back they say, "What's your excuse?" in quotes. Will, me, who says it. In Arial font, by the way. And I will put a link to that both in the description. It'll be there forever now, at least as long as I offer them. And then gonna do, I believe they have a way to link it in here as well, with the little buttons. I don't remember if they do have that, but if they do, I'll put a link to that in one of the little boxes you can click to, specifically for this video. And I may continue that habit moving forward, but it will always be in the description, so if you ever want to buy one of the tees, I'll put the link to the premium t-shirt, just the general premium t-shirt, in the description, and you can always click on the Will Development store in Amazon, and you can get it that way. And they do ship through Prime, so if you have Prime, you'll get it in 2 days. I'm going to order myself a couple. There's no money in it for me. I mean, I think I'm getting like $1 off each shirt, so, it's not like I'm trying to grab for money or anything. It's literally just I wanted to offer the shirt with the logo and with the quote on the back. I am going to also start offering other gym t-shirts on Amazon as well. And I'm gonna probably come out with some new designs, and then I'm gonna design the logo too. I've got some cool plans for the actual Will Development logo, based on seasons and stuff like that. So it's all worked for me. I have zero experience in graphic design, so it's going to be a very exciting adventure for me to branch into. But I welcome you to check it out. Grab a t-shirt if you want. I do only have them available in the United States right now. If demand comes up for them to be in, say, the UK, or I believe the other option is Germany, Europe. If European demand shows up, then, you know, that is what it is. I'll offer it there. But as of right now, they are only available in the U.S. as far as I know, or anybody that uses Amazon.com instead of, I think the UK is .ku or something like that. So just keep that in mind. If you're in another country, I don't know. I guess DM me and we'll try to work something out, and we'll sort it out that way. So other than that, super exciting news. Stay tuned for lots of new things happening all the time. If you've noticed, I don't stay stagnant. I always try to do something to improve, to branch out, and this is the next step in that venture. So I invite you to check it out. And if you don't, then what's your excuse?